Hey peeps, Pinkolol16 here on my half Halloween special video. Why did I call it half? Because I realized the video does not correlate to Halloween at all, pretty much. Half the video is Halloween, half of it is reintroducing two characters who I only mentioned in name in the previous video who return to YTR. Why? Because I exist. Also, this is going to be the last I'm going to do for a while. Why? The next video is kind of important and I need to do those commentaries in order. Also, I don't know if this is happening in the footage as you're watching this, but the YouTube video is actually skipping the frames, like it's actually repeating the video. Like, it would play 009 and then it would play 009 again for like a split second. So, this never happened in rendering or making. It's probably YouTube. Also, this is the SM64 random intro again. I was kind of inspired by guess who? Who would make Halloween and stuff videos? Getting ready doesn't really have a specified time. I don't want to say I took 10 minutes or I took 30 minutes, so I put getting ready later instead. Based off of the Mr. Star thing. I didn't want to make one for Jinder because he's not one to dress up. So, yeah. Besides, he's kind of already dressed up. Why? That's a secret. Remember my thing about I want to be different from others, so I didn't want to just go through Big Bruce Haunt again like I've seen every other video do. No one had really gone to Star Road since it was 2013 and it was new, so it was a thing, so I might as well have done it anyway. So I decided to use Star Road for this. I didn't really want to make it too Halloween themed anyway. So this video seems very fun. It's just a romp in a level until, you know, the rest of the video doesn't really do anything. Somewhere different! And remember the canon goes to Star Road thing. Much easier than going to the Star World and then the Star Road. My freeze camera code is awful. You can see the frame moving slightly down and up. It happens every time I land. Oh yeah, if you freeze the camera, the Canon has no model because you go into a first-person view kind of thing. So the Canon has no actual model when you load it. However, you can still aim it because you'll see the you'll see me just fly out of nowhere. Yeah, that happens because you can aim it the same way you would anyway. Also, how can you aim that far if it's going to do that? Well, we've got codes that change the cannon. The cannon locks at a specific point. It can only go to a specific way. Kind of like how Mario's first-person mode only goes to specific points to the left or right because he has a head. So the cannon functions kind of the same way to that. We just have a code that breaks that, and the cannon can go all 360 degrees, including up and down, so it works for these kinds of shots. That's why I said I installed a new one, because I got that code a long time ago. It would definitely be game breaking in the actual levels too. This is also when I started ripping music from it, which it's funny because the music actually has more views on my channel than any actual video on its own, aside from maybe episode 3. And I can guess where all those search results came from. This is cool, boy 78. I thought way more highly of him than he probably should have been because he was more inactive than he should have been. He changed his color code like halfway through the year and I wanted to show it off. Also, he like changed his name so that it would actually be cool instead of 3 cools, but I never really got off calling him Cool Boy with the 3 O's instead of 2. Basically hide and seek. See why this is not really Halloween themed now. We're in a Halloween theme level and then we suddenly do hide and seek. I didn't want to really do the whole defeat a villain on Halloween thing. I just wanted to do something different and fun. It's supposed to be a sort of fun video, so that's why. Which is why I kind of call it a half Halloween special since it's released on Halloween. It's got a Halloween theme level. It takes place on Halloween, but it's not exactly one of those dark, spooky, supposed to be thingies. I wanted to subvert it and be different for once. But I guess it didn't really fit in with the theme, did it? But of course, fitting in means you comply with the actual generalistics of the theme, so... that doesn't help my case! So, I didn't want to use Troll Brew again because I'd already done that in episode 4 and that spent the entirety of the earlier part of this month because remember that I also made episode 4 in the same month, so I was also making 2 videos at the same time. Not very hard at this time. Someone going back to the castle to celebrate it there. Remember when I said that everybody goes to Big Bruce Haunt? Yeah, that's why! And I helped explain that. Because it was practically tradition at this point to go to Big Bruce Haunt and go and have a Halloween special at Big Bruce Haunt and get a star there or something. So, I thought, hey, let's have some of the other YTR go there. Not many would think to come here. So there are generally 3 sections to this level. There's that wooden path you see in the background of Jinder. So Jinder was gonna go check that area. The spinning platforms and the island that happened to exist on the far upper part. That was gonna be Cool's bit, and I was gonna go and find some other places. I was gonna go find the remaining area, the top area, and underneath to where the invisibility area is. This is actually music synced unintentionally. Oh, and guess what the music is? That's not a reference. You can tell I first person's there. Because interactions at this time with me and him. He was acting fine around this time. Keep in mind, he was actually a good friend around this time before he turned into a douchebag. So, I treated him that way in my videos too. Yes, it is! I'm not an idiot, and I'm not supposed to be. Yeah, I wanted to make it seem like it was hide and seek, but it's not actually just hide and seek. By the way he was running back there, he was looking for a secret, which is the returned members. Because he wouldn't really be able to do anything. By the way, there's supposed to be a secret door in this level that leads to the 14th level. I have not found it yet, and I don't think anyone has or ever will. Is there a video online, or has anyone even found it? Is that even supposed to be real? Because there's a sign in the metal area, the Battle Rock Galaxy place there. There's a sign there that says that there's a door that leads to the 14th level, and you can only enter it from one side. Does anyone seriously know where that door is? Flickering! Because, again, I did not know this at the time I made the video. Yeah, flickering is just a problem with my thing. I did fix it, so later videos will never have any more flickering again. So essentially, all the whites here that have come here are searching for a secret, aka the returned members that I was going to return in this video anyway. And we're just going to search for the secret. So now I've teamed up with Sama 3. Because I would do that anyway. I didn't intend for that to for the jump to look like I moon jumped. I wanted to look like he actually jumped, but little do you know, moon jumping hates me. I always have it turned on so that it makes my life easier when recording these shots. Because I don't just like regular gameplay footage, if indication hasn't already shown you. Flickering, I hate you. Also, the freeze camera code was really awful because of this particular freeze setup. I wanted to make it look like it was staring particularly like this camera shot and have the actual, like, this moving part here to, like, move below the camera, not with the camera, but that didn't work out. Mario Maker didn't exist and didn't look like it was going to exist, so I had a horrible freeze camera code at the time. And these are the results. To be honest, nobody knew if we were ever going to get a Super Mario 64 Maker ever again. So I was legitimately shocked this time last year when we actually got an actual working version. I tend to use a lot of spooky songs, but also songs that are underrated. The song playing right now is Sonic Rush Adventure Haunted Ship. Why? I love this song, and I wanted more people to know about it. In these unimportant scenes where this guy's supposed to be searching for a supposed secret, and we figure out he's supposed to be searching for a secret, I wanted to make it seem epic. With how the angle works here, I'm seeing what I'm recording. So that was just really awkward to film. I think I had to re-record this particular shot several times. Notice how I'm pretty careful because of how thin the platforms are. That was YouTube. See, YouTube even hates me when I'm... No, not YouTube. See, even Project 64 hates me when I'm trying to film a supposedly epic scene. I don't care, okay? I know I'm moon jumping. It makes my life easier for these scenes. In my universe, characters can moon jump whenever they want, and there's a total explanation for that. But levitating doesn't solve every single problem in the world. LM7 aka Cyrus. They were probably the most active around this time, so I had an easy grasp of their personalities since I had the actual people as bases. I wanted Jinder to end up with the intelligent ones, and they were intelligent. You can see how simple this is. Oh yeah, mask creds. Haha, I didn't know about the black thing at the time. But now I do, so haha. Yeah, they expect me to come. Also, this was a really hard shot to film. I wanted Brandon, him, to be right here, but that didn't happen because this is here and I needed to have a four-way masking shot. Yes, we literally circled the island. Yeah. Also, Smaster changed his color code to this one. He still and never will believe me when I say this color code is different from his fourth one, which is what I use in the Christmas special that I made this very year. But this is his third color code. He had the original one that was blue and red, and then he had the second one which was light blue and red, and then he had this one which is this very dark blue and a dark red. He then increased the darkness on that for a long time before he settled on the one that he has now, I think, but I have no idea what happened to him. He was kind of annoying in some cases. But this time, he was probably one of the only active friends I had. So, yes, the 6 people here are Cool, Smus, Brandon Fawn. Wait, let me think. I'm trying to think. Yep, I stuffed it up. Woohoo! Oh yeah, he said 6 others. Smus, Cyrus, MS, SM3, and Fawn and Brandon. That's 6 people. Cool was the 7th. I think I did this counting back when I actually made the video too, so I don't think I would have made such an idiotic mistake. And that's another instance of where Moonjump hates me. I didn't want to re-record often because, well, you're talking about a transitioning shot where you're moving the characters from one place to another. I don't think it matters how they move in this case. So yeah, I did want to use Troll Brew, okay. See, I wanted to use them a lot more than what Starman 3 had done with them. And I wanted to give Starman 3 another moment of happiness. I got yous. It totally sounds like me, actually. He's a ghost, of course he follows. Because it's Halloween, he's a ghost. It would make sense for a ghost to be on in a Halloween special. But he's actually comedic. Also, comedic curtains again. He actually, while I'm saying he's kept a secret, he never has. He's lying. It's a lying thing. He's not actually hiding a secret, and he doesn't know what the secret is. He's just taunting us. And all it takes is this to send you out of here. By the way, this is the worst scene I have made. I wanted to have him spinning off into the distance, but that failed. I know how to do it now, but it's still awful. Oh well, Enzo saw the one in episode 4 and, well, got saved then. He's not in this video, I just reference his name. Because it's fun to reference characters by name. Yeah, because it literally is a portal to literally what is right under the stage. It's not hidden very well, is it? I'm hinting at things! Because Brandon and Matt, one of the characters I can't bring back, are friends, and yeah. So now Brandon, Fawn, MS, Jinder, and Cyrus are all on the same platform. It makes it easier for the script lines to take place. I hate my freeze camera code and how horribly I recorded because of these small little movements that happen. It's either to the left or the right or the up or the downs. It's the slight nudges that annoy me. Also, I just randomly pushed it off. Because all it is just random platforms. So I needed to do something with the others whilst I was sending the two on an adventure to find the secret. But, oh well. I'll just have them talk and explain themselves. So I decided to send these three off, because there's way too many characters outside in comparison to the inside. Plus I wanted more than Starman 3 and me doing this alone. So I wanted to show other characters doing other talents rather than just the usual. Flickering, I hate you. Okay, it's a very, very fast scene transition, but the secret members brought them back and inside blindfolded. They supposedly off-screen ninja'd them, the characters. So, haha, it seems so scary, right? Because Trollboo's minions were also referred to as boos. Also, this isn't foreshadowing, no! Also, for some reason, everyone in this world, whenever they wear a Halloween costume, wears black overalls, gloves, and shoes. This, and a darker version of this shirt and cap. Yeah, I know, it's weird. They decided to be ominous. Also, I'm moving Smuss on this one very hard because the surfaces here are slippery as all hell. I hate them. So if I just run off carelessly, it'll lead to awful horrors. So they've come to see them. Oh god. Also, just imagine that these three are watching from this particular wall. Because again, filming was bad in this time. I couldn't do the things I do with Mario Maker now. Yeah, because Matt came back to the group. Why? Because I exist! And because he's Brandon's friend, I needed to have Brandon react. Oh, don't worry, it's not like you'll leave again eventually at the very end of the year with Brandon, and then I'll have a mourning over you guys. And then it's not like I spent the rest of the year with you guys. Until things happened. So yes, they were ominous. Why? For no reason. They were the secret. Not very good fade cuts. Only the colors, not the actual blinking. Also, Brandon was very random at the time and was also a fine friend. He was very humorous at the time, but especially with the shorts that he made, but that kind of died. And now he doesn't do them anymore because life, quite literally. And that's why Cool's there, because Cool and him talked a lot, so that kind of turned into a thing. I'm an observer, I notice this stuff. You be glad. Also, Smuts being sarcastic is normal because that would be a normal thing for him. More comedic curtains. And their variants too, with the other versions of them. Because he's been ganged up on in these videos, both in episode 4 and this, I referenced. And he's not going to anymore. As well as being sarcastic as well. Because with his attitude, it's basically odd to see him not sarcastic. Yeah, and solve a puzzle to get out of here. Get the star. Oh yeah, by the way, this was going to introduce a thing that I would keep in mind for my videos. Why this is going to tie into a future thing with Starman 3. So, even in the most pointless of circumstances, I introduce something important. Because this is actually going to affect the future. Why? Because I reference things. Spoilers because I watch Doctor Who and River Song as a character I like. And she says spoilers a lot. Oh yeah, big topic is in more members. Blooperland, because references. I'm the only person who tries to make sense out of all of this. I was the only person making these kinds of videos at the time too, because no one else was doing anything, and no one else still does anything now. In fact, SM64's on a decline. On its 10th anniversary! I mean machinima-wise. Because I didn't want to just have Smuts running off while there wasn't other masks. Because masking at the time was awful. And yet for some reason we never saw them when they were behind the bars. And it's not like we saw the whole thing even though we were off screen. They actually did see the whole thing because they were literally standing right there. Oh, and I was still calling him Royal because he didn't start the Brandon thing until a while later. He thought it was weird to just be referred to by username. Which is weird because I think the total opposite. On the internet, I have an internet name in my logic. Super Luigi said this once in the Skype group, that he was a genius. And he said this with Cool. So, once again, being the observer that notices this stuff and references it, I did it in the video. Oh, and he was very pleased. Super Luigi, the actual user, was actually very pleased with that when he saw that the first time. Because there's a whole bunch of people here, one person collecting the star wouldn't necessarily warp them all out of there because there's like 5 to 6 of us in the same room. So, what's the deal? I introduced a thing. Because Starman 3 is Starman 3, Starman 3. Actually, Stars, Mans 3, yeah, Mans. I'm as bad as grammar as he is. I'm kidding. Okay. Basically, how this works is this. Basically, I think because Starman 3 is hung around stars a lot, and because his name is Starman 3, I decided to give him the ability to widen a teleportation beam for widening the teleportation of the stars. So basically, when he touches the stars, he can warp anyone within a select radius around him as well. I don't necessarily have exact measurements because I'm not that direct, but if there's a wide amount of people, they'll be warped too. Why? Because he knows the stars' powers and how they react. I wanted to make him do that because that would make sense for his character and him as a person. Also, he only had the elemental stars otherwise as powers. Everything else was scrapped because I didn't want him to be OP. Unlike how he treats himself in his own series, where only he gets the powers, and he only gets the really good ones whilst everyone else sits and just be talking dummies. Counting! Because I like to count. Activation points being the triggers to get the star. There are 5 secrets in this room. Yep, because Starman 3 is lazy, he's not gonna do a thing. That was YouTube. It just skipped again. Why does it do that? The frame just skips as if it has to redo it. Which is weird because that never happened in editing or rendering. Also, Smarts ran out of here. Because yes, it needs to run out. Getting these things was really sloppy. He just, that's funny because that bit seems music synced. When he gets the coin, it just syncs with the music. I just imagine they get a random vantage cap out of nowhere if they go through to the other side. Because the box is on the other side of the thing. Oh wait, no, there's a box in the main area too, duh. So that was totally pointless. Also, I'm fumbling around here because the secret is really stupidly hidden. So I'm even moon jumping because it's like, what the hell? Where the hell is it? I know it's here. Yeah. See how finicky that is? It's literally that part around this whole area. And I was jumping around here too. Also, because Super Luigi was literally just here, I need to have Met go to this location. And I need to have him see this. So, yeah. He jumped on the box. In the fraction of a second, yes. That boo in the corner up there was being a douchebag. Oh yeah, also yes, Starman 3 is here, but he's not actually here. I wanted to not do much and show the others getting them because why? I've done too much. I exist, but I want to show myself as an equal to everyone else. I hate you. I think I even have small text blobs in there saying flickering in the exact spots where it flickers. Yeah. Why? Because I hate it. I didn't want his teleportation beam to be widened to like the entire level because that would just be OP. So I made the script line so then it would make it seem like he only teleports within a select radius. Because that makes more sense! That's supposed to be a collaborative okay by everyone, okay? And he's supposed to have it do it because he's just doing random things. Because he's supposed to be random. As he was in the group at the time. Yeah, that's the thing. It happened for less than a second. And notice how that hardly was related to Halloween for half of the video. That's why the title is named as it is. In the other levels that nobody filmed yet. Aside from Mario 5-4 and a recolored version. Yep, so during that whole trip, the three of them escaped the level. Or 4. 4 actually, because Fawn didn't go. She literally appeared for like 2 seconds. Reintroduced them to the group and all that. The surprise was something about, like, Mario at the time, 761. So yes, I didn't forget them, they just waved. Also, that was a collaborative by then from all three of them. Also, I didn't know how to mask fade properly. And yes, at the end of the video, I restored the proper color code. I hate you, YouTube. Because I need to show the color code at the end of the video. Also, yes, I need to show he exists. I wanted to say candy because candy sounds funnier for him to say instead of just lolly. Because we don't say candy in reference to lollies here. Ironic! Also, I wanted him to be crying over a really silly purpose. Also, the first video where I started using the half-eye blink. Which is why I referenced the candy thing. Jin is at him for a silly reason, I'm at him for the real reason. And because of his jokey nature, he gets angry at Jinder. And the video ends on this. I'm fine with this. This is when I started using faces more often, and I'm glad about that. Oh god, he's mad again. Also, if you see my the eye textures glowing, it's because of the filter I have on Super Mario 64 at the time. Yep! With him and his jokey nature. Also, we're apparently on the other side of the room now. Oh wait, no, I'm on the other side of the room, Jinder's not. He's after me because I'm more authoritative. See you all, have a good day, peace, and I'll see you in Super Mario 64 Adventures Episode 5, A Mysterious Figure in Time, eventually when things happen.